I'm going to show you guys how to achieve gorgeous Christmas glam for beginners, and I'm going to do it using only drugstore makeup. One of my biggest tips I've learned recently is actually using a toner can really help avoid texture in your makeup. In these areas, I found my base is sitting a lot better. And one of the main things about a Christmas party is that you're going to want your makeup to last, so I would recommend getting a gripping primer. Give yourself a few minutes between steps. If you're going to do your skincare and then you're going to go straight in with SPF, you're probably going to get a little bit of congealing where it hasn't had time to soak into your skin. Next, we're going to go in with foundation. Personally, I would always recommend for someone to go in with a glowy foundation. I just find matte foundations just look a little bit more cakey. Make sure you drag your foundation across onto your ears. I've never understood this until I was once really hot in a room. I just had these bright red ears and a really beige face. Go with Revolution's cream bronzer. For your bronzer slash contour placement, I would always go from where your hair starts to grow. Stamp it there immediately and then buff up. And if you drag it too far in, you're gonna make your cheeks look really round. Next up is blush. Just position right above where you put your bronzer and try to keep that placement really controlled. If you want drugstore concealer recommendations and you want something full coverage, I would go for either Rimmel Multitasker or L'Oreal Infallible. I'm gonna go in with L'Oreal. This is where you want the most amount of coverage. And then just a bit here because it can give you that really snatched effect. I've always been a beauty blender person, but I've actually got some really good makeup brushes now. I feel like I can be a lot more controlled and really get my placement right. Favorite drugstore powders are definitely these two. I'm not in a pink under eye mood at the minute, so I'm going to go in with Alpha. Before you go in with any powder, make sure you work out all of your creases seconds before applying. And we're going to go in with a roll and press motion. You want to be really specific here and take your time. One of my biggest tips to make your makeup look a little bit more natural is to go in with an illuminating blush. So I love this one from Maybelline. Pick it up with a brush and then we're going to press this back on top and it's going to bring all of that glow and life back to this area. You're going to need a big fluffy brush, a more precise little brush, and then like a really thin, most angled brush. And I'm going to go in with this palette from NYX. I'm going to pick up this warm shade here. Just a bit of that off. We pack it on the outer corner. And then we're going to get our fluffy brush, pick up one shade lighter, then we're going to blur them together. You want to come all the way in, following your natural crease. Now we've got pretty much our base on. We're going to go in with our really precise one. We're going to pick up again that dark shade, follow your normal lash line and smoke it out. Go in with the lightest shade that you've got in your palette. Pick it up on your finger and then you're going to tap to give yourself almost that like cut crease effect. Take your little precise brush, pick up a bit of that medium shade again and smoke it under your lash line. Now you could leave it there, but it's Christmas, so I think we need a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to go in with Revolution's palette. I'm tempted to kind of mix the gold and then this like iridescent pink. Lightly tap over where I've just put that really light shade. Lip combo. Brown liner. These are both Revolution. The other one was in the shade Espresso and this one is in the shade Dull Cool Nude. And I think the perfect finisher would be like a little shimmer gloss. And if you want a setting spray recommendation that's going to keep your base on all night, this L'Oreal Infallible is incredible. And this is my Christmas glamour for beginners using only drugstore makeup. I tried to make my steps as simple as possible, but if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Have a great Christmas party.